Sound check, sound check.
So she's got her own excitement going on. Yes. I'm going to be interning at the Aerospace Corporation and then going back to university
Sound check.
in the fall. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, President Kang. We're recording and ready to get started.
All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to our regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Public Works for Friday, May 30th, 2025. Ms. Matson, would you please take roll and establish quorum?
Yes, it is 10:03. Good morning. I'm Elise Matson, Executive Officer with the Board of Public Works, taking roll in establishing quorum. President Kang, Vice President Chavez, President Pro Tem Grant, and Commissioner Mitchell are all present, and we have a quorum. We're also joined by City Attorney Representative Adina Hopenstan.
Thank you very much. For this morning, we are celebrating several different things today. So we will start with our presentations, and then we'll come back to public comment and approval of our minutes. So we'll now start with our AANHPI Heritage Month. So good morning, everybody, once again, and welcome to the Board of Public Works. As all of you know, the month of May is Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And as the first Asian American president of the Board of Public Works, I am immensely proud to conclude our this month with this honor and celebration of AANHPI Heritage Month. As all of you know, Asian Americans have played a significant part of the story of Los Angeles since the middle of the 19th century, and recognitions like these are one of the ways that we continue to tell our story. So at this time, I would like to show a brief video that our team produced for this occasion that highlights a few of the local historical landmarks associated with AANHPI communities that show the ways that City is investing in our communities. If you give us a brief minute to get this started. All right, so we'll come back to the video. So I would like to introduce our first honoree, and for the presentation, we'd like to welcome to the stage Mr. Robert Potter, Assistant Director of the Bureau of Sanitation.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Potter, for that honoring the recommendations. I am honored and truly humbled to receive this award. I want to thank the board and everybody here today joining us in celebrating Asian Pacific Native American Month. Thank you.
Congratulations. Next, I would like to introduce a Director at the Bureau of Engineering, Mr. Ted Allen, for the honorees for the Bureau of Engineering.
Thank you. Good morning. We're actually having Robert Katamatsu do this because he's worked so closely with Jason. But I'm here with them and let them come on up.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Robert Katamatsu, and I'm the Chief Financial Officer for the Bureau of Engineering. And
Can you speak into the mic a little bit?
sorry.
Thank you.
And Jason here today, he started with the Bureau of Engineering back in 2014 as a management analyst. And in 2019, he promoted to senior MA and is since been our bureau-wide purchasing manager. And so for the past 7 years or so, almost 7 years, he's been managing our purchasing section, making sure everything gets done in our bureau. And he's been an invaluable asset to our bureau, to our division, and also been so instrumental in training other MAs and senior MAs within our bureau, the purchasing function, and a variety of other administrative tasks. So cutting it short.
Let me
Oh, please.
Sorry, we're breaking the rules and having two speakers, but I wanted to say a couple additional things. So Jason, as you know, my top initiative has been employee development, and Jason's been playing a key role into helping us do that. But also, every organization, we have a lot of great employees, but some still stand out as just always being reliable. And Jason is one of those where if something, who's taking care of this? And you say, oh, Jason's, then you don't ask any more questions. You just know it's going to get done. And so I've always appreciated just, what a great employee he is, and so happy to have him honored here today. I want to thank you all for taking the time to honor him also. And with that, turn it over.
Well, thank you to the board. Thank you, Ted, Robert, for the honor. Also, I very much appreciate it. Also, actually, Sydney. Oh, she's there. Okay. Thank my life partner Sydney here. Our journey together, and our two kids, Christopher and Josh, who are at school today, but I'm sure they'll find this on YouTube later on. And just one thing I think is one of the most important things about wherever you work is the people you work with. And I think in my time here with the city, and definitely the bureau, I think I've been fortunate to be able to go to work with a lot of great people who make the job a lot easier. So everybody across from management to staff, thanks for everybody for making my job easier. So thanks again.
Congratulations, and introducing our next Bureau, Streets LA, on behalf of Director Keith Mose, we have Assistant Division Director Nick Lopez.
Good morning, President Kang, Commissioners, City Attorney, Executive Officer, Bureau Representatives. I'm here to present Thomas Koch. He's one of our street services employees in our resurfacing division. Thomas? Yeah, Thomas was born in Cambodia in 1970, and in 1983 he came to the United States seeking a new beginning. He graduated right up the street from Belmont High School up on Sunset there. He started his career with the city in 1997 as a vocational worker, a street services worker 1 and 2. Mr. Koch has been working with the Street Services Renewal Division, profiling and paving streets for the past 27 years. He's been all over the city, all the way from the ocean to the Topanga, to Indiana, to all the borders of the city. So he's been working on his adventures here. You know, he's trained all the new personnel that comes in with his 27 years experience. He's trained all the new people that have come in, how to properly pave and profile streets. He acts as a lead person. You know, he does all the training. So I just want to really thank him for all his work and his hard efforts. He's also, on his spare time, he likes to go fishing, camping, and go out with his family. He's married with and he's the father of 4 children. But I just really want to thank him for all his hard work and dedication to the city here. Thomas?
Thank you, sir. Well, thank you to all the public work that our personnel that keep us going, all the fun. So thank you for everything, Mr. Nick and Mr. Siraj, and all of the personnel that keep us going to get the job going. So thank you.
Congratulations. Next, I would like to introduce the Director, John Reamer, at the Bureau of Contract Administration.
Morning, President King, commissioners, and department family. It's good to be here to celebrate this Asian American Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander Heritage Month. To all of our honorees, first of all, congratulations. Just hearing your stories, it speaks to the breadth and the depth of this department. And I'm going to argue that is the case with the nominee for the Bureau of Contract Administration. I'm going to ask Tumaya to please join me. You never know what you're going to get when an inspector comes out to a job site. That's one of the beauties of our Bureau. We're diverse in many ways, not just from background, but also skill. And Tu's story is flat out amazing. As a construction inspector for the City of Los Angeles Public Works Bureau of Contract Administration, Tu is first generation Asian American who embodies the values and strength, compassion, and civic spirit celebrated during this month. Immigrated to the United States to pursue opportunities in public service. Tu earned a Bachelor of Science degree in geology from the University of Yangon before continuing his education in geographic informational systems at Mesa Community College in Arizona. Holds a land surveyor in training credential from the state of California and is actively preparing to take the exam to become a licensed professional land surveyor, a testament to his commitment to continual learning and professional excellence. In 2007, Tu worked for the County of Los Angeles, where he made a lasting impact through his work in surveying, mapping, and property management and infrastructure coordination. By using GIS layering as mosaics, he ensured more precise geolocation and integration of old and new survey records. In 2018, Tu joined the City of Los Angeles Department of Public Works Bureau of Contract Administration as a construction inspector. And we've been blessed ever since that time. He's assigned to the Wastewater Construction Division, where he is part of the emergency sewer and storm drain repair team. And these are those inspectors that go out at any given time to respond to who knows what, to make sure that the city is taken care of, both environmentally and personally. Plays a vital role in ensuring that these emergency responses are handled well. But that's not his only skill. To introduce GIS mapping layers to optimize job assignments, reducing inspectors' driving time and improving their productivity. Additionally, he led the transition from paper-based daily reporting to a digital tracking system, enhancing data accuracy and response times. He also adopted a digital time-off request system within the group, which brought clarity, accountability, and efficiency to managing inspector availability and scheduling. You're gonna say, I thought he was just an inspector. No, he's more than just an inspector, trust me. During the recent Palisades fire event where there was no connectivity or internet for data capturing, in real-time reporting to devise through an open source software a mechanism for our inspection team to be able to track offline daily quantities, K-rail, sandbag installation to assist the mayor in providing watershed mitigation information. Beyond government work, TWO is dedicated to uplifting the Burmese American community through volunteer leadership. He serves as president of the Parme Buddha Vira, a Buddhist temple that supports the Burmese community in Southern California, and as a central executive community member for the Citizens of Burma Award Organization. TWO's birthplace, Burma, has been facing significant challenges, including the aftermath of the 2021 military takeover and a recent devastating 7.7 magnitude earthquake. Through his work and advocacy, TWO aims to raise awareness about the ongoing humanitarian needs in Burma and supports efforts toward a more stable and peaceful future. He's joined here today as he has happily been married for 15 years. He's joined with his wife. And through his public service, community leadership, and advocacy, Tumayat honors his heritage while building bridges between cultures and communities. His life and work reflect the spirit of resilience and compassion that denotes this month, and we are proud in the Bureau of Contract Administration to acknowledge and recognize Tumayat.
Thank you very much. I'm deeply humbled to be selected as a Asian American Hawaiian Pacific Islander Heritage Month nominee. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has supported me on this journey. As a Burmese American, I'm proud to be representing my community and raise awareness about the struggle we are facing back home. In 2021, a military coup and recent earthquake have brought immense suffering to our people. I urge the international community to stand in solidarity with us and support our fight for democracy, freedom, and humanitarian aid. Let's work together to bring hope and relief to those affected by conflict and natural disaster. And thank you very much.
Congratulations. Next, I would like to introduce Senior Street Lighting Engineer Assad Najjar for the next honoree.
Good morning, President Kang, commissioners, bureau heads, and colleagues from the Public Works and the City of LA. This is another great month. We're celebrating another heritage, and it's all about the diversity and who we are in the City of LA. For the Bureau of Street Lighting, it's our pleasure to honor Julie Nguyen. Unfortunately, she's not present. She's on a family vacation overseas, but she sends all her thanks for this recognition. And hopefully when she comes back, we'll have her stop by and visit with you. Julie has dedicated an impressive 36 years to public service with the City of Los Angeles, spending her entire career time with the Bureau of Street Lighting. She's a proud graduate of California State University, Northridge, and she began her journey in the civil service in 1989 as a drafting aide. That time, drafting was largely done by hand, requiring precision, patience, and technical skill. And as the industry underwent major transformation with AutoCAD and other digital technologies, Julie kept the pace and through these sweeping changes and learned and embraced them. And she became a very key player in the Bureau's successful transition to modern drafting. Along the line, she promoted to an associate too, and she contributed to nearly every section within the Bureau, earning the respect and admiration of her colleagues and peers. Right now, as the street lighting associate too, she's in the co-location division, highlighting her ability to adapt to new assignment and tasks, from the manual drafting to an engineering calculations to today's digital infrastructure input. She's a great asset. And Julie not only dedicated her profession to the community, she makes a deserving recipient of the Asian American Recognition Award. Her ability to evolve alongside industry standards while monitoring others contributed to many of the city progress. We wish her all the best, and hopefully I'll bring her over to visit with you when she comes back. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And our final honoree is from the Board of Public Works. I have the honor of recognizing Christine Lee. Christine, would you like to come up to the podium? So Christine was born in South Korea. Thank you, thank you. She was born in South Korea, immigrated to the US at the age of 3, and has lived in Los Angeles for most of her life. Her experience of living in this great city and volunteering and working within the AAPI community has inspired her to commit to a public service career within the city of Los Angeles. She started at the Office of City Clerk, Election Division in 2016 to promote civic engagement, voting, and neighborhood councils. There she oversaw the translations program, ensuring equitable voting materials were made available to all Angelenos. In 2023, she joined the Climate Emergency Mobilization Office within the Board of Public Works to help further the existing work and development of equitable climate mitigation policies and communication. Christine has always also been instrumental in the creation of our Heat Relief for LA campaign, as well as the outreach materials and distribution. Her generosity and curiosity, helpful nature extends to her workplace, and she uses her experience, talents, and knowledge to support the team to thrive, including reviewing climate policies and preparing council file reports for the CEMO team. So at this time, I would like to recognize Christine Lee as part of our Board of Public Works honoree for AANHBI Heritage Month. So Christine, would you like to make brief remarks?
Yes, I didn't know I had to prepare a speech for this, but thank you so much, commissioners. I'm really happy to represent my team, CEMO, here. Unfortunately, they weren't able to be here, but they are watching at home. And yeah, I really got started with the city helping represent minority communities within Los Angeles. I'm really happy to just be a recipient this month, and it feels like a full circle. So thank you again.
Thank you. Congratulations. So we will present the certificates in a minute, but let's get to the video and we'll conclude this part of the presentation. To celebrate Asian American and Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, we are honoring places like the Japanese American National Museum, located here in the heart of downtown Los Angeles in the historic Little Tokyo. Established in May of 1992, JANM preserves the history of the Japanese American community to educate and to empower all Angelenos. It's institutions like JANM that really strengthens the collective identity and the fabric of Los Angeles. For Public Works, we're highlighting places like this, which means we're investing in infrastructure and public spaces that connect history, community, and each other. As we celebrate Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, it's important to honor and celebrate places like Chinatown, where cultural legacy and public space come together. Established in 1951, the Alpine Rec Center and the playground was home to a Chinese basketball league in 1962, and even the legendary Bruce Lee trained here and even opened a martial arts studio around the corner. Completed in 2021, the Ord and Yale Street Park transformed the hillsides into a beautiful pocket park next to the Chinatown Library. For the city and the Department of Public Works, these aren't just infrastructure. These are investments into our community, into our culture, and equity that reflects on the diversity of the great city of Los Angeles. As we uplift AANHPI Heritage Month, I'm standing here on Hollywood Boulevard in the heart of Thai Town in Los Angeles, established in 1999. This iconic neighborhood has been the hub for all Thai American activities for many generations, and organizations like Thai CDC and restaurants like Jitlada has been serving this community since the 1970s. The angel statues that welcome visitors at the entrance to Thai Town were funded by the Department of Public Works nearly 20 years ago, symbolizing our commitment to honoring cultural identity through public space. Today, Los Angeles is home to the largest population of Thais outside of Thailand, and neighborhoods like Thai Town is what makes Los Angeles more dynamic, connected, and diverse. Hey everybody, it's Steve Kang here, celebrating Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. I've been visiting some of the most iconic locations throughout Los Angeles, and today I'm here at Angels Gate Park, home to the majestic 17-ton Korean Friendship Bell donated by the Republic of Korea in 1976. The gift symbolizes the strong bilateral relationship between our two nations, but also celebrates the bicentennial of the United States and honors the sacrifice of our veterans in the Korean War. Did you know, by the start of the 20th century, there were less than 20 ethnic Koreans living in Los Angeles? As fast forward to today, LA is home to the largest Korean diaspora outside of the Korean Peninsula and the largest Koreatown in the country. One fun factoid is that our very own Board of Public Works Commissioner John Grant got married right here in front of the bell. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey to highlight and uplift the stories of our AANHPI communities. Although we weren't able to visit every single community, let us take a moment to honor and recognize the positive contributions by our AANHPI umbrella. As the first Asian American president of the Board of Public Works, it takes me great pride and joy to honor our community not just during the month of May, but every single day of the year. These communities help build Los Angeles and make our communities stronger every single day of the year as well. Thank you for watching us, and happy AANHPI Heritage Month. Thank you very much. Now I would like to turn to my colleagues, fellow commissioners, for remarks to our honorees, starting with Vice President Chavez. Hello, Los Angeles. My name is Steve King, and I'm the president of the Board of Public Works at the City of Los Angeles. I'm honored to be joined here by our great
All right, it's never fun without technical difficulties. Well, good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to join in the celebration today as we celebrate the conclusion of Asian American and Native, Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander Heritage Month. I love celebrating Heritage Month, and this month as we celebrate the invaluable contributions of our Asian American colleagues here in Public Works. I really enjoyed that video showcasing the rich diversity of just everything we have in Los Angeles. It really brings home visually how fortunate we are to have such rich cultural representations in all parts of the city. Anywhere you go, you can celebrate culture and without leaving the boundaries of Los Angeles. You know, we keep Los Angeles thriving here in Public Works. Our Asian American team members have been instrumental in building the infrastructure that serves the 4 million people who live here in the city every day. And whether you're designing sustainable solutions or maintaining our streets or working on complex projects, you know, you are the ones that make the difference day in, day out here in Public Works. So I love celebrating the deep roots of our Asian American community, I mean, dating back to the mid-1800s, shaping our city through generations of hard work and innovation that is really speaks volumes to kind of where we are today as a city. So thank you for your dedication, your innovation, and your service to the people of Los Angeles.
Thank you very much. President Pro Tem Grant.
I want to echo Vice President Chavez's congratulations. The stories are impressive, and it's even more impressive, I think, when we realize how the stain of racism and xenophobia has pockmarked this city. That only a few short blocks from here, two rather loathsome incidents took place, the burning of Chinese residents over a century ago, and then the rounding up of folks in the Japanese community just 4 or 5 blocks from here. And yet it shows the resilience of the AANHPI community to in fact persevere beyond that. In fact, and it shows us that in fact we must fight this racism and xenophobia. We must stand and include everyone in our community. But for that, we would not have the valuable contributions that each of you today have contributed to make this city better. And that we must, you know, even today's headlines once again show that when I opened up the paper today, the importance of diversity and embracing everyone in our community and making sure that we stand, as we say in football, shoulder to shoulder, not allowing anyone to tear us apart so we can build this city even better and greater. Thank you again for your work.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Mitchell.
Good morning. I want to congratulate each of today's honorees as well as their departments. You're part of the rich fabric that we talk about every single month when we honor different groups that make up this rich quilt that we call the City of Los Angeles. Not only the city family inside the city, but also the residents. We need to be mindful of forces that might erase anybody, let alone the recognition of the cultures that we honor today, as well as other cultures. And we can show through the work of the Department of Public Works and all the bureaus that serve the city what we can do when we all put our great minds together. So thank you so much for your service. I know sometimes it's not very easy, especially when you have to leave your homes and your families to come out to these emergencies that we have here in the city. But we know that because you're here, the city is better served. So thank you so much for your service.
Thank you very much. So I want to echo all of the remarks from my colleagues. So congratulations to all of the honorees for AANHPI Heritage Month. And I want to invite all of you tomorrow, May 31st, as we join and wrap up the month of May in a day of community service in honor of AAA and HPI Heritage Month. We are holding a Shine LA AAPI Day of Service to beautify our neighborhoods in 10 locations throughout the city of Los Angeles, from Koreatown to San Pedro to the San Fernando Valley. There are 10 locations that Angelinos can come out to help beautify and uplift all of our diverse communities. And with that, we would like to take a 5-minute recess to provide certificates to all of our honorees and also take a group photo.
General managers and general managers, please welcome to the back to take pictures.
Back or front? This way or at the back?
This, I'm sorry, back.
So we can fit everybody.
In case if anyone didn't hear that, please go ahead and come with us to the back to take some photos. Thank you.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Ms. Matson, if you can reestablish quorum for us.
Yes, absolutely. Welcome back. We're back in session. President Kang, Vice President Chavez, President Pro Tem Grant, Commissioner Mitchell are all present. We still have a quorum. We're still joined by City Attorney Representative Adina Hopetstan. And
All
it
right.
is 10:47.
Thank you very much. Welcome back, everybody, to the Board of Public Works. Next, going on with our presentation, it's a bittersweet moment for all of us here, although we really want to recognize two tremendous members of the Board of Public Works at the respective bureaus. So both City Engineer Ted Allen and an Assistant Director of Sanitation, Julie Allen. To kick us off, I would like to welcome to the podium our Deputy Mayor, Randall Winston.
Bittersweet indeed, President Kang. Good morning and good morning, commissioners. An honor to be here, even though it is a sad but in some way a joyous occasion because of so much of what both Ted and Julie have done and given to the city. So today, as you know, both Ted and Julie Allen will be retiring after completing over a combined 63 years of dedicated service to the residents of the city of LA. Ted met his wife of 32 years, Julie, while both were attending UCLA and graduating with Bachelor of Science degrees in engineering. Now, I'll start with Ted. Ted Allen was appointed city engineer in 2022 and as I think those who know him know, has made employee training and development his highest priority. He implemented a leadership training course for more than 100 managers related to management, supervision, interviewer skills, and performance evaluations. Ted has worked on a wide variety of capital improvement projects in his career with a portfolio exceeding $5 billion. He has overseen a department advancing major long-term public space and infrastructure enhancements like the Los Angeles River Ecosystem Restoration Project and Taylor Yard, and worked collaboratively across city departments and proprietaries like the Los Angeles World Airports on projects at the cusp of delivery that will transform mobility in Los Angeles. And more recently, he served as the city's designated lead in the LA County debris removal effort in response to our unprecedented wildfires. And I'll just sort of say, during that moment, which was really, not only one of the most significant disasters that this city has ever seen, but on a greater than day by day, but sometimes hour by hour basis, a crisis within a crisis within a crisis. And it was Mr. Allen, Ted Allen, who was always there at the tip of the spear, under the spotlight of not just this city, but our nation, really our globe. So I want to thank you for that as well, Ted. Ted has never stopped at the project level, though. He's always looking beyond and continually carrying the torch of best practices by working with the mayor's office on implementing Executive Directive 9, which will reestablish capital infrastructure planning in Los Angeles. Additionally, Ted leads the Build LA Portal project, a single citywide web application for departments across the city that provide development services, appointments, and virtual counter services, which greatly impacts transparency and accountability as customers can now see live statuses of permits across city departments, as well as building permit clearances and appointment and customer service request data, all in one place. Ted has brought energy and excitement to everything he does, while leaving a lasting legacy of effective employee development, efficient systems, and technology for project management and delivery. And most of all, a strong vision and moral compass for our city. So thank you, Ted. Now, Julie Allen. She's dedicated her career to bettering communities through her service as a public employee at the City of Los Angeles. As the Assistant Director over clean water programs at LA Sanitation, Julie oversees 67,000 miles of sewer and 1,300 miles of storm drains throughout our city while managing flood protection and water quality compliance, wastewater engineering and advanced planning and replacement, and all while managing the operational staff that maintain all of our infrastructure related to the sewer and stormwater program. And I'll also note, while Ted, he was kind of first out of the gate, tip of the spear in the wildfire recovery for debris removal, we were in the thick of facing these fires, and you all know it was January. Soon to come were substantial watershed hazards. And it was almost serendipitous that right there, with her expertise, leadership, and skills, was Julie. Julie helped to lead that task force, again, day in, day out, not knowing what the next morning might bring, either from the weather or for some of our partners who weren't always forthcoming with information. Julie handled it with grace, wisdom, and again, drive and focus to attack the problem at hand. So thank you, Julie, for that. While at the Bureau of Engineering, Julie notably served as project manager for the iconic $588 million 6th Street Viaduct replacement. Not only was this project technically challenging, but it involved many different stakeholders with varying expectations and goals for the project. Julie maintained a laser focus on the primary goal of delivering the bridge to residents of Los Angeles in the most efficient and neighborly way possible, earning a high level of credibility and respect from all stakeholders. And this, by the way, is actually how I got to know Julie. I think I got to know actually Julie better than you, Ted, because of this. I mean, initially. And it has to relate to this work, as some of you may recall. Los Angeles was the recipient of kind of the Oscars of the engineering world for the 6th Street Bridge. I did not know at the time, and I was sort of whisked away to DC to join the delegation along with Councilmember Lee. I didn't know about Julie's role in the bridge until she was there. She told me about her work, her background, their home in Chino, the kids. I think I was complaining about my 2-year-old and lack of sleep. But Julie's patience and calm helped me appreciate, okay, it's a moment in life. Things will get better. So I appreciate that as well, Julie. But also it was a room in Washington, D.C., engineers, many of whom did not look like Julie. And I also want to uplift the fact that Julie has directly contributed to the awareness and credibility of women in the transportation industry, leaving a lasting impact on countless women and girls that she inspired, mentored, and supported throughout her career. Julie is an exceptionally supportive manager, a leader who has continually shared knowledge and created opportunities for everyone around her to succeed. Her leadership, influence, and impact have left a lasting legacy on the infrastructure of the city of Los Angeles and the entire engineering industry. So Ted and Julie, thank you very much for your service. Your legacies will be long-lasting through all of the careers and lives you've impacted with your leadership. And with that, thank you, President and Commissioners.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Winston. Before we bring both Ted and Julie to the podium, I would like to turn to my colleagues for some remarks. Vice President Chavez.
All right. Well, that's a tough act to follow. Thank you, Deputy Mayor, for those inspiring remarks. You know, I was thinking about sort of this moment. You know, I was feeling a little sorry for ourselves because we just got here. And in the very short time that we've been on the board, both Ted and Julie, like your leadership, your demeanor and how you value staff and employees has really been inspiring to me. I mean, and then the fact that there's two of you, two exceptional public servants in the same household, really shows the dedication to not just public service, but to creating a lasting legacy for future leaders, providing a wonderful example for your kids and who I know are maybe following in similar footsteps in the field. And so I'm just really honored to be honoring you, to be celebrating both of you in this incredible career, and not just one, but two remarkable journeys of public service that have truly made our city stronger. So thank you so much. And I think that both of your talent will continue to live on in the professionals that you've helped mentor along the years, the future engineers that you've inspired through the youth programs. And I truly believe that that's an important investment in the future, because that's all we have is carrying making sure that someone else is carrying the torch after we've left that career. And the journey is not over. You will continue to be doing work, I'm sure, in your own private time, volunteer time, and but you definitely have earned some well-deserved time off. So congratulations.
President Pro Tem Grant.
I would echo what Jenny said. It's a hard act to follow, and I am sad in terms of we being deprived of your skills and wisdom. I just want to, with respect to Julie, I've had less interaction with her, but I do have to echo what Deputy Mayor Winston said. There's just a grace and wisdom that you carry yourself with that goes wherever you are, and my interactions with you have shown that. With Ted, for me, he's been the paradigm of an engineer, a model of sort of deliberate wisdom, smarts, careful planning, being able to deconstruct and reconstruct things. But there's another aspect, his compassion, empathy, and frankly, his support for this board and democracy, understanding that in fact, this board plays a role in ensuring that what each of the bureau does is done correctly and done with the people of the city in mind. And those instructions from you really have gone a long way and really made this day bittersweet as well. But thank you again for your service.
And then Commissioner Mitchell.
Thank you so much for your embodiment of what public service means to the city of Los Angeles and its residents. I sometimes say when you work in infrastructure, the great thing is you can go back years later and see what you worked on, and that there's nothing more powerful than that. Julia will look back and say, I did that 6th Street Bridge. And of course, Ted will sit back here and say, I got that laser machine installed in the basement. What she spoke about in good, with pride. You got to come down and see this. We went to the open house on Christmas Eve, as I remember, and he had to show us that laser machine and all of that could do, and it was great. It was fabulous. It's like that's your legacy, Ted. Okay, I'm still looking for those placemats. We got the coasters, but the placemats. But in all honesty, I often talk about the role of public works as the first responders. And I remember being at a town hall in Santa Monica about Palisades Fire, and I was talking to Ted, and he says, well, Julia and I. I was like, who is this Julie? And then I said, oh, that must be Julie Allen. So I talk about folks in emergencies having to leave their families. And here in this instance, we have 2 people in high roles in the city of Los Angeles who left their families to go out and help Angelenos in their capacities in emergencies. And I'm sure this fire wasn't the first or the last one that you guys had to do that in. So thank you so much for your service. I know you enjoy your retirement, you know, and maybe Mayor Bass will call you both back in 12 months from now, after you get some of that travel in and get to relax a little bit. But thank you so much, and please thank your families for your service and dedication. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Mitchell. I also want to invite our fellow general managers. I believe many of our general managers are available to speak. I want to bring up Barbara Romero.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for indulging us in allowing to celebrate Julie and Ted. In these roles, you get to be personal with these people. And so I'm going to get emotional because as I was hearing, you know, Rando, I've been to a lot of their celebrations, but this is the last one. So the last ones, I was like, you know, they're still here. They're not going to be here anymore. So I'm feeling it. I'm already feeling their loss. So, but before I talk about Ted and Julie, I just want to say to Howard, I missed Howard's celebration, but I want you to know that I'm really, when the Friday before I started in this role, I asked him to take me on a ride-along. And he took me on a ride-along to see, you know, how the protocols and how sanitation was dealing with encampments along Venice Beach. And I can tell you that, as you heard, he's a trailblazer at sanitation, and he'll continue to be a trailblazer. He has not only helped create, engineer the way we clean encampments, but also the way we treat the unhoused. And his level of professionalism that I'm sure you saw, it, you know, represents the spirit that we have in that division of Livability Services Division. And a lot of it is because he is one of the people that has helped to develop it from 0 to over 500 people today. So thank you and congratulations, Howard. With Ted, I just want to say you know, Ted is one of those smart, like simple, you know, he speaks in simple words, you know, very complex issues, but he also has the ability to make non-engineers comfortable with the complex items that he's trying to explain of what he's dealing with. And, you know, I've known him for over a decade, but in these last couple years in us working together, it has, you know, had me appreciate even more the role he has. Like you said, Commissioner Mitchell, there are so many places that that are not always tangible where as an engineer and as a leader of Bureau of Engineering, that it wasn't the infrastructure was really important, but it was the people and the behind the infrastructure work that he really deeply cared about, ensuring that the people felt supported, understood why they were here, that really, you know, he's gonna leave that legacy behind that is immeasurable. And I know that all that we did in the short amount of time is hopefully I know is going to continue with because of his leadership there. And now I'm sad that I'm not going to see him, and especially in those emergency situations where he always had that calm demeanor, no matter what the situation was. I'm just happy to call him a friend. And I do wish, and I'll be praying, and he's lighting a candle, that one day we'll get both of them back. For Julie, you know, I got to see Julie behind the scenes. Before she even knew I was actually looking at her work and the way she handled herself. And so for me, Julie, I was delighted when she applied for that position, because I knew that even in the short amount of time that she was gonna be at sanitation, that she was gonna leave a legacy behind, even at sanitation. So Julie is one of those unsung heroes, like many of our city workers, that take great pride in their work. They're competent, they're efficient, and just quite frankly, very thoughtful about every detail, that every detail matters. You know, we were lucky that a lot of times we don't get to see those unsung heroes, but many of us were lucky because of, you know, Prop O, you know, all the Prop O projects across the city that she helped, you know, shape and build out. But with, you know, with 6th Street Bridge, it's representative of, you know, metaphorically about what the, you know, what that tangible symbol, that her work ethic, the detail, the function of the bridge, of how functional she was, even in, like, every email, down to every email, just the seriousness that she would take. You can see in that the elegance of the bridge, and just the connection for many of us who grew up on the east side, connecting us to the opportunities and what it meant to us to create something that connected us to the larger part of Los Angeles. I just want to thank Julie for your contributions and for leaving a legacy. As many do know, is that during the bridge program, she led, you know, a group of engineer women running that program, and she was fierce. They were all fierce in that role, and you know, I know that all the other engineer women around notice, and you know, that is a legacy to be proud of, Julie. Also, I think I can't go on but to say that on a personal front, every time we went to visit any of the yards, Julie always took the time to make cookies, brownies, even with all the role and all the job, like that she quietly always had that special touch that I'm gonna miss. Just the personal, like, detail that she put into every aspect of the work. And so I just want to say to her daughter that's here, thank you for sharing us with us. And I know that, you know, you're getting her back. You're getting both your parents back. But just know that their contributions, they did for you. So it's special, like you guys said, to have a family that, you know, that have helped lead the city for so long, and that I was part of it. So thank you so much for all that you do, and have fun in your, because of course they didn't take many trips because there was always an emergency here at the city that they had to handle. So enjoy your next decade. Or decades.
Thank you. To round up our speaker, I would like to recognize our Madam City Attorney for brief remarks.
Ted and Julie. So I transitioned to general counsel in the city attorney's office about a decade ago, and focusing on sanitation initially, and have grown and developed relationships and good relationships with the other bureaus. And I have gotten to the pleasure of working with directors and executives, and both of you stand out in my mind because not only do you build literal bridges, you build those personal bridges. and I can attest to the brownies, they're delicious. But the seriousness that you bring to the work, the quality you bring to the work, the quality of person you bring to the work, just on behalf of my office as well, thank you both for having devoted your time to the city in which we live, in which we love. And I know you're going to continue building, maybe not literal bridges, or maybe you'll come back if Barbara gets her wish. But thank you for the opportunity to work with both of you.
Thank you very much. And now I would like to invite both Ted and Julie to the podium for short remarks. My apologies. I think Director Reamer wanted to say a few words.
Thank you, Board, for always recognizing the strength of our department. I must admit, before I came up here, I had an idea what I wanted to say until I thought I was closer to Julie than maybe I am, because I have not had any brownies. I have not tasted those lovely cookies. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, you know, it is so great to be able to say thank you and to let people know how much they mean and the value that they bring into your lives, to give them their roses while they can smell them and appreciate them. You know, it's been said, people really don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And for both Julie and Ted, they wear that proudly. We have two eyes, we have two ears. One could argue we should see more and hear more, and they both do that. In my working with Julie as the Inspector of Public Works on the 6th Street Viaduct, and Deputy Mayor Winston did a phenomenal job speaking to their contributions, so I don't need to add to that. But the people, more than anything else, the people. And I must admit, we at BCA, we can bring some strong personalities to a job site as we're dealing with some interesting issues. Contractors are good, contractors are challenging. I didn't say they were bad, but you can fill in the blank. And yet Julie, with a calmness and a demeanor, she absorbed it all, and she stayed focused on what we were trying to accomplish, hearing both sides and recognizing where we needed to go. So it didn't surprise me at all when we're dealing with this emergency that we have, the wildfires, and then the rains and watershed. It was Julie that was clear in communicating what did BCA need, and the fact that she wanted a presence there to monitor and see what was going on. She has always demonstrated a respect and appreciation for the city family. It has never been about her. It has always been about what are we trying to accomplish so that our community will be better. And so, Julie, I thank you for that. I truly thank you for that. I agree with Barbara. Words won't say how much we're going to miss you and your impact in this city. Not just the department, but the city. For Ted Allen, Moses was the man. For 40 years, he led a nation, and it was time for him to go. And I had a wonderful time working with Gary Lee Moore. And who's going to come next? Who's going to step in? I mean, what do you do after John Wooden retires? I mean, who you certainly can appreciate that. I mean, how do you step into those shoes? And the beauty of Ted Allen is that he never, ever, ever tries to be someone else. He is so good with being who he is. It's been said that Red Auerbach did not look for the best player. Red Auerbach wanted the best person. And with Ted Allen, we get the best person. Ted Allen is so concerned about people. He really is. I don't know that I've ever seen Ted get upset except for when someone was challenging the impact and the presence of his people. He's so concerned about how his people are doing, what his people need, how his people are going to be able to be effective. and not just his people, but all those whom we are serving. And I would submit to all of us that what Ted brought to the city is helping us get over that, if you will, digital divide, move into that technological area where we so embrace technology as being a friend and not a foe to help us be better in delivering our services to this city. I've had several opportunities to speak on behalf of Ted Allen, be it in his role as a deputy city engineer, be it in his role as city engineer. Not that my opinion mattered at all, but it was important for me to let someone know, whoever making the decision, you won't go wrong with him because Ted is not looking for the spotlight. Ted is not looking to be out in front. Ted is not looking for the mic nor the cameras. Ted is looking to make sure that it's done right and it's done well, and everyone who needs the mic and the cameras can stand in front of it confidently because Ted has ensured it was done well. Ted, I've enjoyed serving with you. I really have, man. As a person, you are a gentleman. You really are. And you care about the city. You care about the people in it. And yes, we will miss you. But I'm pleased that you and Julie are able to do this together. You know, as I was standing back there, I was saying, I wonder how Ted and Julie ever got here today. And what I mean by that is they are so polite and so caring about others. I don't know how they get out of the house. No, you go first. No, you go first. No, you go first. I can't imagine how they ever get out of the house because they are so polite with each other and everyone else. And we've all benefited from that. So, you know what? I can't say thank you enough, but I do want to say thank you. And congratulations on years served. God bless you and your family, and may you have a wonderful retirement.
So Ted and Julie?
So he's making me go first. Good morning, if it still is morning. President Kang and commissioners, thank you so much for honoring Ted and I for our amazing career that we've had together. It's just been so rewarding. And for those of you that know me, I do not like public attention, and I would have rather just snuck out quietly and retired, but when you're married to the city engineer, I guess that's not an option. So I want to take this opportunity to thank you and to thank all of the employees that are here for just honoring us. It's very touching to hear those things. I mean, I know them about Ted, but it's weirdly touching to hear things about myself as well. I do want to thank Barbara, general manager. She's been just an amazing mentor and has taught me so much about, you know, my laser focus on engineering and getting a project done. And she's helped me see, you got to bring in the stakeholders. You got to understand other people's opinions. It makes everything better. So I really appreciate that I've gotten that different perspective working for her. And I think, like a lot of the accomplishments I had have been getting projects done, and that's something that's probably my outward legacy, but inward, my legacy is the relationships and the friendships I've developed with all of the employees and my friends and coworkers here in Public Works, and that's something that's touching for me. I'm not an emotional person. Ted's probably shocked that I'm getting choked up a little bit, but lastly, I want to thank Ted, wonderful husband. I get to retire with my best friend and my daughter Kira that's here. Just say thank you. I'm looking forward to the future and looking forward to enjoying the rain again when I don't have to worry about it flooding and debris flows. So that's all. It's all good. Looking forward to traveling and having lots of new adventures. So thank you all for honoring us.
Wow, following John was always hard enough, but following John, that's really tough. You know, I knew it'd be hard to leave, but this is a lot harder than I thought, and it is because of the people. So I want to thank the board. I want to thank Deputy Mayor Winston. Oh yeah, thank you. That was incredible, and Barbara and John, and just thank you everyone for being here. And as was mentioned, I'm much more comfortable talking about other people and thanking other people. So this has been a little bit difficult in that regard, but I've been, I think, somewhat in denial that this is actually happening until, I guess, about Wednesday it started hitting home. But even this morning with my executive team, it's like, I'm still kind of 80% in denial that we actually won't be here next week. And it's because of the people that makes it so hard. You know, we've worked on so many projects that we're proud of in the video that was showed, which was great, by the way, President Kang, and thank you so much, board, for taking the time to honor our employees today. But I saw the Chinatown branch library in there, you know, I think it was about late 90s. I remember doing the geotechnical report for that, and you know, and on TV, so Julie wins much more as far as the more visible projects, but on TV I'll see commercials with Echo Park Lake or 6th Street Bridge, and you know, she worked on both of those. So the project side, there is that. It does feel good to see those. It feels good to make a difference. But what really is much more deep is the connections with the people. And over these last few weeks, you know, we've had a number of happy hours and different things. And it's hard to know that we're not going to be here, but also it's so rewarding to see all the people that are still here, and many of them are here today, and want to thank all of them. But you know, the Bureau of Engineering, Bureau of Sanitation, just Public Works as a whole is in really good hands. We have so many great future leaders, and so many hard workers, and so many close friends, and everyone here I consider a friend. And so it is a lot harder to leave than I thought, but it's very exciting to think about, you know, getting to travel more and enjoy the rain, as Julie mentioned. But, you know, Kira here, we get to see a fair amount. She's at UCLA right now. Our son Noah is in Wisconsin, and it's not easy to visit him, so we'll get to visit him a lot more. Really looking forward to that, but we will want to keep in touch with you all somewhat. Not looking to work, we're looking to retire, but looking to stay friends with all of you. So definitely I'm available, you know, if you ever have questions or want to get together for anything, I'll be happy to do that. But really want to thank you all so much for this. It's very humbling and very honoring.
So thank you both for your tremendous service. So thank you, Ted and Julie, and have a wonderful time in retirement. I hope we can still stay in touch. It is truly a bittersweet moment for me, especially. And with that, we'll take a brief recess. But I know Deputy Mayor Winston and Andrea Green, our executive officer from Office of Infrastructure, brought a gift to present to our two amazing honorees as well. Deputy Mayor Winston, do you want to come forward really quick? And then we'll take a brief recess as well.
Even up here with the commissioners, you want to do it there?
Well, actually, we'll take a brief recess and then to take those photos. We'll come back in about 10 minutes. Thank you.
From the mayor, of course. I think we've got to, back here, yeah. Do you mind if we, oh, here.
I don't, is he here?
Worst public disgrace is Peter Thomas, an attorney from Los Angeles, having his bar license removed. What a disgrace. What a failure. Failure to his wife, failure to his family in Los Angeles, and a failure overall to God. Loser, Peter Thomas, DWP. Criminal enterprise. So long.
Dean, how you doing, honey? So good to see you.
Study for a test or do something. There's no cheat, there's no more. Everything's
we'll get them to Mary and then she can route it so we don't have to. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll let Jessica, yeah, she reached out this morning, so Jessica will get them to her. And I'll
We're gonna try to get it.
She said they're photoed out here.
Hi, Carla. Are you wishing to make general public comment or multiple agenda item comment today?
Hello, good morning. General public comment, please.
Thank you. Hi, Jill. Are you wishing to make general or multiple today?
General.
Thank you. How about Gigi's phone? General or multiple agenda item?
General.
Thank you. Audit LA, general or multiple?
General and multiple, please.
Thank you. Miriam, general or multiple today?
General.
Thank you. Mona M, general or multiple?
Good morning. General, please.
Thank you. Haggis, general public comment or multiple item agenda comment today?
General public comment, please.
Thank you. And Lurker, general public comment or multiple?
General public, please, and thank you.
Thank you. Okay, President Kang, we're ready to get started whenever you are.
Yes, Ms. Mattson, can you reestablish quorum?
Yes. It's 11:43. President Kang, Vice President Chavez, President Pro Tem Grant, and Commissioner Mitchell are all present. We have a quorum. We're still joined by City Attorney Representative Adina Hopenstan.
Thank you very much. Welcome back, everybody, to the Board of Public Works meeting. We will now get started with general public comment, which is an opportunity for the public to address the board on public interest items and will be provided up to 1 minute per person, up to a cumulative total of 10 minutes for the general public comment segment of each regular meeting. Testimony shall be limited in content to subject matters which are within the jurisdiction of the Board of Public Works. The board may not take any action on any matters discussed during the public comment period. We will start with in-person public comment. Mr. Goat Puppet, please.
So this morning in the federal court with David O'Carter, your CEO, Matt Zabel, for the record, under Care Plus or Care Shit Plus or Care Mayor Ass Dumbass Bass Plus, means that you, an organization department, have committed crimes against the public when destroying and confiscating people's items off the street. It's wrong. It is fucking wrong. Find the fucking money you stole, Jenny. Find the fucking money you stole, Kangaroo. And as far as I know, John and Faith, do something to work this shit out with the mayor. We're tired of these criminal crimes committed against people of color. Niggers have a life too. 42 U.S.C. 1983. For the record, fuck you, Los Angeles.
Thank you very much. The next speaker card is N-word. I believe we don't have. Next one is Figueroa SCIU Local 69. Don't see any other speakers. Ms. Mattson, we'll move over to virtual, please.
Great, thank you. First up, we have Carla. Carla, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning. Thank you. I'm calling to ask this board to please, please, please enforce all the fines that Scientology owes you for the failure to comply with the city. And we have been talking about this. I have a long list of things. You have a long list too, but I would advise you to talk to Audit later about this. I have a list of what are the things they failed to comply with. One of them is the city's request to remove the planters around their building in East Hollywood. The others are the way they have not been complying with the conditions of the numerous permits they have received, at least for the last 12 months that we know of. And they have not been complying with, for example, having to leave both sidewalks open. They have very loud music that the neighbors have repeatedly complained about, and you have emails reporting this from the neighbors. They have not showed the permits publicly to anyone, even before, during, or after, and they have closed the street outside of the allowed hours, and many more other issues. So
Thank you,
please
Carla.
enforce those fees.
Next up, we have Jill. Jill, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Again, I'm going to reiterate to you what the previous caller, Carla, said. We need to enforce everything that's enforced to other businesses and people in the city of Los Angeles. Additionally, I want to thank you for continuing to allow the permit for the Father's Day event, which Audit LA has secured, and don't allow any other events to occur that will encroach upon that event, because whatever they're doing is to interfere with her event and hurt the people that have been trying to have that event done for a long time. It didn't even have to be Father's Day. We needed that event to have our First Amendment rights allowable because it's America. Bye.
Thank you. Next up, we have Gigi's phone. Gigi, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
I want to ask you guys to revert the rules back for public comment to what it was before President Corson changed the rules. 1 minute is not enough, but I understand on days like this where there's presentations, you guys do not want it to drag on. I get that, but maybe there's a compromise, Mr. President, that we can come up with where every other Wednesday, give us 3 minutes each. Let us go over the 10 minutes, something like that. One Wednesday a month, something. Please do something to allow us to have our freedom of speech and actually be able to talk. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Audit LA. Audit LA, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, I have a First Amendment through LAPD event on Father's Day. It's a peaceful protest fighting family separation and fighting the ADA abuses that they keep perpetrating. They were trying to get another event going, and they just did this after. They know that I have this event going. It's just an intimidation. They're intimidating me in other ways, and they're trying to. They really don't want this to happen, but it's going to happen, and it's going to be great, and it's going to be peaceful and lawful, unlike their permits, unlike their events, which are none of those things. And so I just want to, ask you guys to just keep, that your people have been doing the right thing with regards to this. And thankfully for that, but just please keep doing the right thing. We are trying to just have our First Amendment rights and to right the wrongs
Thank
that
you.
they've been doing. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Next, we have Miriam. Miriam, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Yes, Audit LA received a permit a couple of weeks ago to hold a peaceful First Amendment protest on LRH Way on Father's Day. Yesterday, we became aware of a second application submitted just a few days ago for what's being promoted as a World Refugee Day festival scheduled for the same day and location. We know exactly who was trying to organize this and their very close ties to the cult of Scientology. From Scientology's perspective, this is just another way to disrupt the already approved protest, not to honor World Refugee Day. Thanks for the city denying this last-ditch effort to sabotage Audit LA's event. I'm just asking, who is reviewing this permit application, and how can we ensure in the future also that no First Amendment protest that has already been approved will not be interfered by Scientology's desperate efforts to close them down?
Thank
We
you.
need to have all the transparency.
Next up, we have Mona M. Mona M, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Thank you, commissioners, for listening to us today. Little bit off the beaten path of the permit that's coming up for Father's Day, which is a wonderful thing. However, I don't know that I'm going to be included because there is no accessible parking around the entire perimeter of the Blue Building. So as far as I want, I'm going to have to try and get dropped off down the road and be able to functionally get to the protest. So my question to you is, why isn't there wheelchair accessible parking around the whole perimeter of the Blue Building on L. Ron Hubbard Way, Fountain, Sunset, or Catalina? Thank you, and I yield back my time.
Thank you. Next, we have Haggis. Haggis, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Hi, thank you. Congratulations on your retirement, Julie and Ted. I hope that the people who are replacing them are not being safe-pointed by Janet Wieland or Kirsten Catano-Peterson, who are the Scientology OSA members in charge of all the bad press that the peaceful protesters are getting. Congratulations, Audit LA, and thank you to the city for allowing her to have a permit. Please recapture your fines that you have issued to these people. They have property that belongs to the city. They've had it for well over a year, and I'm sure you haven't even submitted any fines for those at $35 a piece. And we have counted 20 pieces of that property, and that comes up to a lot of money. Thank you, and I yield back my time.
Thank you. Next, we have Lurker. Lurker, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Hello, good day, good evening. good afternoon, whatever day it is, or whatever time it is that you're hearing this. I just want to honor the people who keep calling in and keep standing up for 1 minute to speak. They wait hours to speak, and you allow them. I thank you for that. But you need to pay attention. You know what's going on, and you sit there and do what? Get paid till you move on? Will the portals get fixed? Now that Whoosy Whatsy are retiring? Quit changing the names to the same organizations that keep allowing this malarkey to continue.
Thank you. President King, we have one additional hand raised. Shall I check if they'd like to make a general public comment?
Yes, please.
Hi, Georgina. Are you wishing to make a general public comment?
Yes, please.
You have 1 minute. Go ahead.
I'm calling in because I'm concerned about the usage of L. Ron Hubbard Way in Hollywood. They are, first of all, they're abusing this permit process where they're having incessant permits and abusing the rights of the neighbors. But why isn't this street open up to parking? This shouldn't be just their little street. This is the street for the whole neighborhood. There should be parking available on it. It should be metered parking. You could recoup a lot of expenses for the damages to the sidewalks by just putting in meters. And I think vacating this street is an extreme dangerous proposition that needs to be thoroughly investigated. You need to look at the Maureen Bolstad story. You need to Google Lisa McPherson. You need to find out what these people are capable of. Thank you. I yield back my time.
Thank you. President King, that's it for our general public comments.
With that, we will close general public comment portion of today's meeting and move on to multiple agenda item public comment. The board will provide an opportunity for members of the public wishing to speak on more than one agenda item during multiple agenda item comment period for up to 1 minute per item, up to a total of 3 minutes per meeting. Since today's agenda only has the approval of minutes, you only have 1 minute to speak during this multiple agenda item comment period. This is the only time to speak on more than one agenda item, and please identify the items that you'll be speaking on when you are called. I see that we don't have any in-person speakers, so we will go to virtual.
Great, thank you. Audit LA, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Hi, good morning again. Well, I'll talk on the agenda item number 1, the minutes. I'm going to say, I mean, I know you're going to pass it because they need to be passed, but I would like to say in the future, I really wish the minutes would reflect what really happens in these meetings, you know, whether or not the Brown Act requires it. To me, it's just good form because, like, really the meetings don't reflect the hard it's the work, the speaks, everything that the people are coming here for. It's not just what we're coming for, you know, about the permits. It's anyone, you know, like there's other people that come in and talk about, you know, they come in from neighborhood councils and stuff, and everyone, they should have like a little quick note. It doesn't have to be extreme or even name anyone, but just what was discussed by the public. What are the concerns? Because 10 years from now, people looking back at those meetings, nobody will know what our concerns were. They'll only know what the city's concerns were, what's on the agenda, but not all the comments and what the people are coming to you. And you've had people coming
you.
for a whole year now. So please think about that. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
President King, we have 2 additional hands raised. Shall I check if they'd like to make a
Yes,
comment?
please.
Thank you. Gigi's phone, are you wishing to make a multiple agenda item comment?
Yes, please.
Okay, you have 1 minute. The only item to speak on is the minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, so I've seen several minutes from several different meetings, like commissions, whatever. I've seen a lot where they include what Audit was talking about, little brief, you know, snippets of what was said by the public commenter. It doesn't have to include the name, just a little description of what the concerns were, or a summary of multiple people came and talked about this topic or whatever. And I don't know why you guys are, in my opinion, very horrible with your minutes. Like they're very your minutes don't include anything really. And I'm disappointed with that. And you guys can do better. So please, can you do something to like just describe what we're talking about? Thank you.
Thank you. Lastly, we have Carla. Carla, are you wishing to make a multiple agenda item comment?
Yes, please.
You have 1 minute. The only item to speak on are the minutes. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. I like to second everything that Audit and Gigi said. Been here for 2 hours listening to all the speeches, and one of them pointed out that Julie was very detailed and about everything. And I would tell you guys, be more like Julie. We want more details in the minutes. One of the details should be the comments, for example. There are many, it's not difficult. Like I work a lot with AI. I don't like AI, but sometimes it helps me a lot to summarize things. We could upload this particular YouTube video that you're having now and put it in, for example, Notebook LLM, and it will give you like a summary of all the comments. And that is something that could be for public access, and it will help us a lot to follow up. It's very, very important for us to have the public record. So some of us cannot submit the public comment in written form the day
Thank you,
before.
Carla.
So in that sense,
That's all your time
it's
for
nice
today.
to have it.
President King, that's it for all of our Zoom platform multiple agenda item commenters.
Thank you very much. With that, we will close multiple item public comment portion of today's meeting, and we'll move forward with the approval of minutes for Monday, May 19th, 2025. Commissioners, are there any comments related to minutes? If not, is there a first and a second?
Second.
First by Commissioner Mitchell, seconded by President Pro Tem Grant.
Great. We'll take the roll beginning with you, President King,
Aye.
Vice President Chavez,
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant,
Aye.
Commissioner Mitchell. All ayes and the minutes are adopted.
Thank you very much. Ms. Mattson, does that clear our desk for today?
Yes, it does.
All right, everybody, our next meeting will be on Monday, June 2nd, 2025, and the meeting is adjourned at 12 p.m.